Okay, so today I want to take just a few minutes to talk about the special cases that happen when you're solving equations, okay? Specifically when you're solving equations with variables on both sides. When we solve equations, there are actually 3 different answer types, okay? We can come up with one solution, which is what we normally see. We see like 1x equals a number, or we see like y equals, let me change color there, y equals 5 or a equals 2. We come up with an answer. Okay, we come up with an answer. Now there are 2 special cases that kind of fall into the 3 different types of answers we can get. One of them is no solution, and the other one is infinitely many. Now infinitely many means every number works. Okay, every number works. So this one is really all real numbers, which means all the positives, all the negatives, all the decimals, all the fractions. It means everything. And the symbol that we use to represent all real numbers is this double-legged R. Okay, double-legged R. So those 2 mean the same thing. Infinitely many, all real numbers, that means the same thing. And no solution means that nothing works. Okay, nothing works. Now, what triggers no solution and infinitely many is when we come up with either 0x or 0y, which means the variables disappear. Okay, the variables disappear, and all I'm left with is numbers. I'm going to come up with something like 0x plus 5 equals 8. Okay, so this right here triggers either no solution or infinitely many because I need to figure out what's going on with 5 and 8. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these and see if we can figure this out, okay? So let's start with, I'm going to go ahead and write my 2 options here. The 3 options. So we've got choices. We have no solution, infinitely many, or one solution. Remember, these guys need to have a 0x or a 0y, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this first problem. So notice I have 3 things over here, and I really need to have 2. So 2x plus 2x, that's 4. And the first thing I want to notice is that these are exactly the same. So this side matches this side, which is an interesting problem. So that should already kind of trigger that I've got one of these guys going on, okay? If I subtract my 4x, now this is not division. This is not division. This is subtraction. So let me kind of erase that line there. So I'm subtracting 4x. This is gone, and so is this. And I have 2 equals 2. Okay, 2 equals 2. So here is what we have to decide at this point. We need to decide true or false. Okay, we need to decide, is that statement true or false? Does 2 equal 2? Yes, it does. 2 equals 2. So if it is true, that is infinitely many. Or all real numbers. Okay, that is infinitely many or all real numbers because every number is going to work. That was the problems when we were doing our numbers tricks. Like if I picked a 5 and you picked a 7 and we all came up with the same answer of 2 when we were doing that number tricks those couple days. Okay, that's that type of problem. All right, let's look at this next one. So let's distribute 3x minus 3, 2x plus 9. Okay, so now let's think about this. No solution versus infinitely many and one solution. Do you think I'm going to come up with either one of these 2? Am I going to have a 0x? I am not. If I subtract 2x, I come up with 1x minus 3 equals 9. And moving my 3, I come up with 1x equals 12. So this is one solution. Okay? If these do not match, then it is one solution. So that's just a real easy way to determine what my possible answer could be. All right, let's go down to number 5 before we keep going here, and let's look at the other type here. So I'm going to distribute negative 2x minus 2, and negative 2x plus 5. All right, what do you notice on this one? Well, I notice that the negative 2x and the negative 2x are the same. Okay, so that tells me I'm going to be looking at either no solution or infinitely many. But this one is a little different because if I add my 2x, I come up with 0x because they're gone. I'm left with negative 2 equals 5. Those are not the same. These are not the same. So is that true or is that false? Well, it's false. So if it's false, the answer is no solution. Okay, the answer is no solution. Okay, so we have three types. We have where it's exactly the same on the left and the right, so this matches this, and that is infinitely many or all real numbers. We have the variables matching and the numbers not matching, that is no solution. And then we also have just one solution where the x's don't match at all. Okay, so you have three problems here. I want you to hit pause and see if you can decide, are these infinitely many, no solution, or one solution? And you don't need to solve them. You just need to tell me, are they infinitely many, no solution, or one solution? And be ready to justify your answer. Okay, let's look at this first one here and see how you did. So 2x plus 8 equals 2x plus 8. Well, I notice that they're exactly the same. And if they're exactly the same, that is infinitely many. So I know this one is infinitely many. Okay, let's look at the next one. 2x minus x, that's 1x plus 7. And over here, 3 plus 4 is 7. So x plus 7. Are those the same? Yep, 1x and x, those are the same. So this is also going to be infinitely many. Well, how about this last one? So this guy is 6x plus 2, and I have 3x minus 7. So is that no solution, infinitely many, or one solution? Well, if you remembered that these two are not the same, they're not the same variables, that means I'm going to come up with one solution. Okay, so you're practicing that today. Okay, you're practicing one solution, infinitely many, or no solution. Remember, with no solution, you're going to come up with like 3x minus 4 equals 3x plus 6. These are going to be the same, and these are not the same. Okay, that's going to be your no solution. All right, good luck with your one solution, infinitely many, or no solution. And then we're going to move on to a little bit more practice solving, which will have some of these types of problems showing up.